Okay. Who wants to talk about the fear of success? I want to talk about the fear of success today because it's so exciting. So exciting. Okay, let me just share this into my group quickly. Hello, hello. Who's here? Okay. There. Ta-da-da! It's been posted. Say hi, Barbara. Oh my God, I seem to be catching you. It must be the thing. It must be the thing. Okay, so let's talk about the fear of success. This is actually the thing that I see holding women back way more than fear of failure. Even though I know that everybody says it's fear of failure that has them not taking that leap of faith into their dreams. And the reason why is because, remember when we spoke about fear of failure yesterday, and I was saying how it's really the fear of looking like a failure that has us stuck? Well, that has a short-term impact on us, right? Because we always recover from, feeling like an idiot. And people's lives carry on, so they kind of pay attention to us, and then if we fail, they can make us feel a little shitty about ourselves for a little while, but then their lives carry on, and so do they, so we have time to recover. So the fear of failure, if you think about it, failure has a very short-term impact on your life. Now, success, on the other hand, that has some serious long-term consequences on every aspect of your life. So let's start thinking about it like this. The first thing that we think, especially as women, is what is the impact this is going to have on my relationships? Now, please understand that most of the stuff is going on subconsciously because, well, quite frankly, most of the stuff we shouldn't be talking about and we shouldn't be thinking like this, right? But for those who are in a romantic relationship, whether it's a marriage or, just living with your partner or whatever the case might be, there's always a little fear of, well, how is my success going to make my partner feel? Now, I know that for me, I was often told that my success made my ex feel less of a man, and it was never my intention. But sadly, we come from a culture where the man is supposed to be the breadwinner of the house, and so if the woman is earning more than the man, then in the Afrikaans culture, well, that says there's something wrong with the man, which you and I both know is absolute bullshit, but it's just the cultural programming that we have. And so there was always a little bit of, he would be really happy about the success for a little while, and then it would hit his ego, and I would have to pay the consequences for that. Even if you don't come from a culture like that, unless you are with somebody who is as driven as you are, there'll always be a shift in the relationship, and you and I both know it, right? Whether consciously or subconsciously. And so you might be thinking like, am I going to just be stirring up some shit here if I become really, really successful? And is that what I want? And I'll also share this really transparently, that for me, there was a real fear of, I knew that I wasn't happy in the relationship for a really, really long time. And then there was this fear of, well, if I become really successful, would I choose to stay? Would I choose to stay, or would I choose to go? And then what impact does that have on my extended family and on my children? And there's so many little intricacies that really, go on around us being successful. And then if we just take it beyond the partnership or the romantic relationship, then even our friendships, right? If your friends aren't all really driven and ambitious alpha women, then it kind of goes something like this. Oh, that goal sounds amazing. You go for it, girl. Woohoo! I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. And when you hit the first milestone, then everybody's like, yeah, I told you you could do it. That is awesome. Oh my God, I'm so milestone gets hit and everybody's like, yay, that's great, you did it again. Yep, you've gone next level again. Now, by the third or the fourth milestone that we hit, people are like, really? Really? Don't you think that you're bragging a little bit too much now? Like, seriously? What, are you trying to make me feel bad? You know, are you trying to just rub my face in this all of the time? And there comes a stage where, you know, it can become really nasty. And this is where most women will either like back down again so that they can be reintegrated into the friendship circle, or they have to break loose, they have to release, they have to let go and move forward without the people that they considered their best friends. And that can hurt, that can really hurt. And so in your subconscious mind, that is playing on as well with regards to just how much success can I have in my current circle without having to sacrifice any friendships, any relationships. Another one that came up was, and I think this one is even more so with social media, where, let's face it, there's nowhere left to hide. We're all very public and very visible, and the more successful we become, the more visible we become. So there's two things that we have to consider there. The one is, the more visible I become, the more haters I get online. And it's really interesting because I was on this amazing call with this fabulous woman this morning, and we were talking about how we celebrate the haters, because honestly they just help our cause and our message be so much stronger and so much more visible. But in the beginning especially, it feels shit when somebody hates on you the first time. I'll never forget my first hater. She basically told me that I was a slut and that she and her friend felt really sorry for me. And I was like, oh my God, I really liked my dress and now you're calling me a slut? That was horrible. It was a horrible experience to have. And now looking back, of course, I'm so grateful. I could have had a way worse hater for my first one. But, you know, that broke the virgin of the hater club. And so that's that one thing of visibility. But then the other thing is, there's always people that have been part of our journey that we left for a reason. And well, the moment they see you becoming successful, they seem to think that they deserve a place in your life again. And all of a sudden, people start contacting you that you haven't heard from in 20 years, and they're kind of like, yeah, don't you think that some of that needs to come my way? So there's that fear that comes up with the fear of success as well. Then there's the fear of, if I'm already so stretched, if I'm already so tired with the amount of success that I have now, how on earth am I going to cope with even more success? Oh my God, it's going to kill me, right? Because at the end of the day, most people, when they start on the path of success, they don't outsource fast enough and they don't outsource enough things. They don't allow themselves to receive the support that's really required for successful people. And they think that they have to do it all themselves. So that is where so many women especially are burnt out, because they're trying to build their empires and run the household and do the grocery shopping and cook the meals and be mom's taxi and be everybody's therapist and then they think there's no money for them to actually get the support that they deserve to have in the process. So your mind is telling you that as well. And then another one that I want to mention for you is that there is that fear of responsibility that will come when we are successful. So often I see people saying, I don't want to actually get the support because I don't want to be responsible for other people. I can hardly cope with being responsible for my family and for my kids and for my loved ones. I don't want to now be responsible for an assistant and a bookkeeper and an accountant and a media person and a this and a that. No, I just want to rather just do it all myself. And honestly, darling, it's all perfect. It's all perfect. My intention for today is to really just start bringing the spotlight to the fear of success and what's going on in your subconscious mind, so you can drop into, well, what do I really desire, right? So the first thing that I do with my clients is I always go into what is their fear of success, and we really unpack it for them so that we can identify what their triggers are, what their stories are, what their beliefs are around success, which are not ever things that they think about consciously. So, and this is what runs the show for them and what has them either tippy-toeing or continuously creating more chaos and more overwhelm in their lives. But then also from that space to just question, like, how real is this? And if it is real, if you are going to get haters, if the cockroaches are going to come out, if you really do feel like it might be the end of the relationship, now you get to consciously choose. What do you want more? Do you really want the dream that you are constantly talking about? Or do you want to rather remain the same? And if you would just allow yourself to drop the judgment around these two, then you can, with like integrity and honor, say, actually, yes, I am prepared to face whatever will come up. I am prepared to leave behind whoever I need to leave behind in order for me to go to the next level. Or you can say, actually, you know what? That is not as important to me as what I thought it was. What is more important for me is the life that I currently have. And then you stop punishing yourself. You get out of the pain of continuously saying that you want to be successful, but then self-sabotaging and not understanding what's wrong with me. Why am I not getting my shit together? Why am I not going to the next level? And it's not for everybody. You know, I think that I am so passionate about being an entrepreneur. I honestly believe I was born to be an entrepreneur. I love the freedom that it gives me. But then I also think a lot of the time, I love the freedom it gives me because I'm so fucking disciplined, right? And so for me, discipline and showing up every single day is not a hardship. It's not an issue. But that's not for everybody. And so many people are thinking that there's shame in being employed when that's all they desire. That's really all they desire. They don't desire to have to cope with the constant creativity and the discipline and employing other people. And that's perfect too. Not everybody has to be a CEO of a company. Not everybody has to be a solopreneur. Not everybody has to be anything. Society continuously create these little bubbles of bullshit where people feel if I don't fit into that bubble, then, you know, then I'm not as good as them. And I just think that's such a load of crock. I think that if we can just start admitting the fact that everybody is different and we surround ourselves with like-minded people of our best version selves, then we will have so much less suffering in the world and so much more thrive and happiness and joy everywhere. You know, I've come to the understanding that I truly am an alpha bitch, and I really like being an alpha. And when I'm with other alphas, there's no shaming, there's absolute acceptance and appreciation and respect and love, and it's just so dynamic because everybody is driven and everybody has this little crazy thing that we really like. Pain in our bodies when we train, and we really like sweating, and we love that shit, and we speak the same language. Like, if you haven't read my blog today, go read it, right? Because we speak the same language. And every single time that I go and attempt to fit in with other people, I feel shame for my ambitions. I feel like I'm in the wrong like on the wrong planet. Honestly, there's sometimes that I just think, oh my God, what am I doing here? And every single time when I get those thoughts and I just catch myself, it's because, Anel, because you are around the people who are not like you, like just stop that shit, right? So it's just about being honest with ourselves about what is our true desires. And I know not everybody has a massive dream, and I'm perfect with that. I don't work with those people simply because they're not my people. My people are up to epic shit. They are pushing the envelope. They are, like challenging the system. Those are my people that I love working with, that I have the most fun with. But it doesn't make everybody else wrong. It just makes us different. And so when we start just connecting to that and accepting that in ourselves, that is when we actually hit that sweet spot, and we know in our heart of hearts that we're living in integrity and we're having fun. I just really want people to start having fun in this life and celebrating who they are from a space of radical self-love. That has been the biggest liberation for myself, was the day that I stopped making who I am wrong and I start celebrating my alpha nature. And yes, I am wild and I am rebellious and I am really out there, and I don't expect everybody else to be. But this is how I'm happy. This is where I'm in my zone. This is where it's my jam, right? Which is, and I'm going to quickly drop the link in for you guys. We are starting C2C in like 2 weeks from now. So go and have a look at it. I'm not going to really talk about it. I am really excited about it. And the first 10 places are filling up. So if you want the private coaching session with me, then go and check it out today. And let's get you into the group. And let's get you playing with some seriously badass alpha females who, like me, will celebrate you. And yes, we will challenge you, and yes, we will push you, but it will be done from a space of just so much love and compassion and having fun, right? I find when women allow themselves to have fun with this work, that's when they really get the best results. So I'd love to hear from you. Like, what were your insights today around fear of success? Is this something that you've actually previously sat down and investigated and pulled apart? What is the impact, the real possible impact of success on every part of my life? And is that really what I desire? Is that what I'm comfortable with? Or, oh my God, okay, I didn't realize that. And so now I can understand I don't really want what I say I want, or on the scale that I want. And then what do I want instead? If that is what you received from today, I will be absolutely thrilled. Now, tomorrow, I want to chat about imposter syndrome, because this comes up a lot in my community. And I think it's one of those things where, once again, I just chose to reframe it for myself so that it's more empowering and so that it's part of my arsenal of awesome, instead of one of those things that I think has to slow me down. So, okay, darlings, I hope that this was really interesting and useful for everybody who is watching this. And I'll be back tomorrow. Have a fabulous day wherever you are. And for those of you who are off to bed, I hope that you sleep well. Maybe set the intention before you go to sleep and say that in the morning, I will have perfect clarity on what my true fear of failure and fear of success is really about. And if you don't have your journal, it's all part of the journal that we have. The link is in the group to grab your free journal. There's training on it as well. There's psychology behind everything in the journal, so grab that copy for yourself as well. And if C2C is talking to you, then let me know, let's connect, let's you get in there, and we can all start playing in 2 weeks. I'm so excited. Have an amazing day further, and never forget, only death is inevitable. Thriving is always the choice of the alpha. Live with honor. Cheers.